Hello everyone, I am the English professor. Today I'll be discussing a poem, The First Meeting, written by a well-known poet, SUJATHA BHATT. Let's know more about the author, SUJATHA BHATT. SUJATHA BHATT was born in Ahmedabad, Gujarat and was brought up in Pune until 1968 when she immigrated to United States with her family. The awards that she received are the Commonwealth Poetry Prize and Alice Hunt Bartlett Prize for her first collection, Brunism, in 1987. She has translated Gujarati poetry into English for the Penguin Anthology of Contemporary Indian Women Poets. Combining Gujarati and English, Bhatt writes Indian English rather than Anglo-Indian poetry narratives. Summary and analysis of the poem. The author of the poem, SUJATHA BHATT, presumably lived in a country house which was surrounded by a big garden. There was a hill not far from the house, and on the other side of the hill was a lake. One day, after her rambling in her garden and her visit to the lake, she came home, and she saw a king cobra in a corner of her house. The title of the poem, The First Meeting, refers to meeting the king cobra, an unexpected visitor, in her house. As a prelude to her first meeting and her reflections on the king cobra, she gives an account of her rambling, from which it can be seen that she was a person scared of snakes. As she ran in the garden containing many trees, the tall grass that she stepped over seemed to slip under her feet. The wind that was blowing seemed to encircle her legs. She imagined that the experience she had was akin to a snake coiling round her legs. In the poem, she gives expression to this feeling by saying, "Invisible snake, I can't escape." In lines 6 to 14 of the poem, the author gives expression to her visit to the lake, which had green snakes, and her reaction on seeing the snakes in water. When she was climbing up the hill, the sky was bright blue. The sun was bright and blinding. As she ran down the other side of the hill and reached the shore of the lake, her tongue was dry. The water of the lake seemed to have turned the bright blue sky and made it tamed blue. After she was drinking the water of the lake, she saw green snakes in the water. They came up to the surface, swimming in water. These snakes scared her. She recoiled and ran back home faster and faster. From line 15 of the poem, a description of the first meeting is given. The king cobra was tightly curled up in a corner. He looked tired. The person who in her imagination experienced the coiling of a snake around her leg when she was running in the garden, and who recoiled at the sight of a non-poisonous green snake living in the water of the lake, now came face to face with a highly poisonous king cobra in her own house where she could not think of running away. She wanted to know why the visitor had come to her house. The king cobra, of course, could not tell her anything in so many words, but on seeing it, her fear of snakes gave place to reflection on the condition of a snake in the midst of a human. The king cobra seemed to say, "Do not be afraid of me. Come inside and close the door. I like your garden. It has huge purple-colored dahlias with long stalks, and also it has mice which serve as food for me. People worship me and offer me lots of milk. They pester me with prayers. I want to avoid them. Some people want to catch me, pull out my teeth, put me in a basket and command me to rise and fall at their basket. I want to avoid such people. I want to live in your nice garden. I want to join you when you sing at night. Once in a while, I want to coil round your neck and share a bowl of milk with you." The author seems to sympathize with the king cobra for the threat to its life at the hands of human. There is no word in the poem which concedes its request to her to allow it to live in her garden. Perhaps she might consider the request sympathetically, but it is reasonable to presume that she would not consent to the cobra's last request, namely the request to coil round her neck. Thank you everyone for watching. If you like this video, consider subscribing to this channel and also hit the like button for more updates on various educational contents.